Hello, Internet, and welcome back to Red Jenny. So excited to be back playing some more Dragon Age here today. Thank you for bearing with us during our hiatus for a bit. Scheduling is going to be weird, getting in the holidays. We'll keep you all updated. Unfortunately, our game here falls on the big holidays coming up, so we're probably going to have some more time off coming soon. But I'm so excited to be back here playing with my players here and getting back to the story and seeing where things go. We got a lot going on in the game. We will get to that in a second with our recap. But first, talk about what we've got going on the channel this week. I believe I forgot to check ahead of time. Is this a Tuesday week? Is there a stream this Tuesday? Does anyone know?
I think so.
Think so?
Yeah.
Potentially Tuesday game tomorrow.
I
Should be
did
at
not
7.
check.
Yeah, we've dropped the ball on that one. Forgot to check ahead of time, but maybe a game tomorrow. If you check out our schedule, you can see the lineup of what we've got going on throughout the week. Tuesday's been a little bit up in the air too, so you can check in on our Discord if you want to get the announcements on whether or not we're playing tomorrow. I know for a fact that we will have a game this Thursday, I believe, and Van will be.
Yeah.
We'll talk more about that. It's going to be running a new game on the channel, a new miniseries. So, more on that to come. I don't have any other big announcements right now to go over. So, I will go ahead and turn things over to my players here to talk about who they are, what they do on and off the channel, and who they are playing tonight, starting, of course, with Van.
That's me. Hi, I'm Van. You can find me on the internet at Van but Wilder, pretty much wherever you can find people on the internet. I'm on Mastodon, I'm on Blue Sky. Mostly I am hanging out in the GGK Discord, shit posting about whatever I'm playing this week, Stardew Valley. That's right. I keep going back to it. It's my favorite game. And streaming on Twitch several times a week. On Sunday nights, I'm on twitch.tv/lbhackemup, where we're currently playing the Alien tabletop RPG, which is really spooky and fun. And on this channel, a few times a week, including this Thursday, are me and a few friendly faces that you have come to know and love here on the channel are going to be playing Bump in the Dark. It's a fun hack of Forged in the Dark with some Monster of the Week stuff roped in, and I'm really excited to get into Iron Country. But tonight I am playing Venehn, who is the Elven Marksman, and for Halloween, dressed up as Roranoa Zoro.
I've forgotten the order, but then I remembered that I always get taken off guard by Vance Bits. So yes, I believe it's me. Hey, I'm Christina Sid. You can find me on the internet at Greek Sid when I'm there. I'm here a couple days a week. I am playing Yasmera, who is our Canary Shadow, and pretty sure that Yaz got dragged last minute to a party that she was assured was not a costume party, ended up being a costume party. So she just stripped down to her skivvies and called it a costume. Sounds about right.
No, that's a very adaptable thing as Yaz would do. So yeah, that tracks. That tracks. What's up, y'all? It's me, your favorite non-binary slime best friend on the internet. You can find me on the social medias at WALLE132. Just type it in and you'll probably find me. You can also find me here several days a week playing games with all these wonderful people. But tonight I am playing Garas, the Elven Grey Warden duelist, who for Halloween would go as Tom Cruise from the movie Top Gun, but not in the flight suit specifically. Tom Cruise from the movie Top Gun, but from the volleyball scene.
Love it. Hi internet. Hi mom. It's me. It's Sita. All right. Look, everybody. It's gotten weird. I have been evading Val's forces for months now, but they kept closing in. I spoke to some sort of weird scientist guy who assured me he could send me somewhere where I would never be found, never identified. And somehow I found myself as Van. I'm not really sure. You can see behind me, I'm clearly in Van's room, but Van's right there in Van's room. I don't know. Is it an alternate dimension? I help. Anyway, tonight I'm playing Andros Philippe Bastille de Cartier, also known as Carter, the human arcane warrior of the group. And I think Carter, was probably like, doesn't really understand Halloween, and he was just sitting on a bench in the Plaza du Rose and was mistaken as one of those like statue performers.
You got mistaken for a living statue.
Yeah.
And like they realized they were making money off of it, so they didn't bother to correct anyone.
Like there's a straight up Robin just sitting on his shoulder because he hadn't moved in so long.
I love it. I was also imagining, because the angle with the way you two of your screens set up is that you could very well just be on the other side of Van's screen there, and no one would ever know.
Spoiling it.
I'm gonna run in the other room. Hi everyone, I'm Val. You can find me the Kraken's Crown lurking around the internet. I am here Thursdays and Mondays playing running games. And this game, I run a game on Saturdays called Hearts of Stone. We play the dragon, or we play Blades in the Dark. This one we play Dragon Age, and I'm in a bunch of other stuff in between, including getting very uncomfortable on Sunday nights of when playing Monster Camp, which we did last night. And it was probably the raunchiest game of Monster Camp
It was extremely
we've ever
raunchy.
played. That's it for me though. Are y'all ready to get started? Awesome. Well, I'm gonna do my best to recap, and everyone out there who is binge watching this and just watched the last session know that it's been like a month, and it's forgotten everything that happened last time that isn't in my notes. So last time on Red Jenny, your crew has been tasked with a really pretty daunting series of events here. You were infiltrated, I guess. I mean, it's a public establishment, so people are free to come and go, but your bar, your tavern, your winery, the Red Jenny, had several uninvited guests bearing some bad news, one of which was the leader of the Antivan Crows, a group of assassins, infamous assassins across all of Thedas, who were there specifically to reclaim the black sheep of their family, Wolf, who had reneged on a contract to assassinate the Antivan royalty, specifically your friend Arlo.
Would that make him a sheep in wolf's clothing?
It would make him a sheep in wolf's clothing. It would make him a black sheep in wolf's clothing. And I said that, and I was hoping somebody would call me out on that. So thank you, Sita. You had some fallout from that in a rather tense discussion with Wolf. However, around the same time, Yasmera was approached by her father, who brought the unfortunate news that her mother was going to be carrying out some sort of operation with the Ben Hassaroth here in Orlais. And you picked up on through context clues and a prophecy that you had received fairly recently, or recently in game terms, a couple years ago in our characters' lives, that you would have to stop the assassination of the young divine Justinia in order to save Thetis. You relayed some of this information to your father, but agreed to help him, maybe for his sake, maybe just to screw over your mother. Who's to say? You came up with a plan, and we sort of outlined in sort of a meta concept the 4 tasks that you would have to accomplish over the next week, which was when both of these events were supposed to be coming to fruition, both the assassination of the divine and also the the time running out on the warning given to Wolf. The tasks that I gave you that would help you in succeeding and not getting killed were on the side of the situation with the Ben Hassaroth, figuring out what's going on with what their plan is and being able to intercept Talus and the Ben Hassaroth before they're able to get to the Divine, specifically identifying what their plan is. And the second half of that being potentially to convince the Chantry to help you, given that the Ben Hassaroth likely have much more in the terms of resources, training, experience than your crew, and would pose a significant challenge if taken on alone. On the other side with the crows, your 2 tasks are to essentially find the crows before they come, either to find the crows before they return to the Red Jenny to carry out their grim work, or to defend the Red Jenny and prepare yourselves to essentially be laid siege upon by these group of assassins. We made some headway. We got through the first day of sort of preparations, investigation gathering, as you were trying to formulate a plan for how you're going to deal with all of this. Yaz had a tense conversation with her mother, who arrived at some point during that business day, and was successful in deceiving her mother to that she would assist or go along with this job. Your mother essentially indicating that if you did not cooperate, that you would be labeled Talvashoth and a target for the Ben Hassaroth to either bring back for re-education or to kill. However, you were successful in both convincing her that you would assist, as well as gaining a little bit of information about her plan and her intent here. On the other side, also helping out with this, tackling the Ben Hassaroth, Carter taking on his guise, his assumed identity of the Wyvern, along with Wyvern Jr., aka Ty Baby. You were able to track down some Ben Hassaroth and using your combined magical abilities, arcane gifts, interrogate the 2 of them without their knowledge, and gained a little bit more information on what they were doing in the city, that they've been set up, and something to do with their plan involved gathering a large quantity of sulfur. You to tackle what was going on with the crows, Venehn took it upon himself to prepare the Red Jenny for this inevitable attack, enlisting the grim and terrible gifts of one Kevin McAllister.
You say grim. I say inspired.
Perfectly healthy 10-year-old child.
Yeah, who was is very gifted in the way of trap making, and would help you set up some diabolical.
My apprentice.
Yeah, some diabolical.
He's my Amanda.
Machines. Yeah, this is basically, I can't decide if we're going to go Home Alone or Saw with this situation, but we'll see.
If I'm Jigsaw,
Uh,
he's my Amanda.
yeah.
No. He's Hoffman.
Okay. You can decide. We can decide that as it
He's
goes. We haven't
Hoffman.
seen much of Kevin. Okay.
He's better than Amanda.
We'll go with that.
Can you guys tell we watched the entire Saw franchise this week?
We did. We definitely did. Could also be your carry
Jigsaw? Bad movie. Bad fucking movie.
Yeah. And then lastly, Garas gathered some information at a local tavern that he performs at, and was gained some clues as to where the crows might be hiding out, potentially identifying that they must be outside the city, but have been making their presence known within the city as well. I think that's pretty much it. I think we ended last time giving y'all a chance to reconvene and discuss your next plans, not knowing that we would be off for so long. So I want to give y'all the opportunity. We can either jump into the next day if y'all have ideas of what you want to do and what you want to get up to, or if y'all want to have a chance in character to discuss your findings and your next steps, we can do that too.
Personally, I think we should discuss it in character. Make sure that we're all kind of on. I mean, we don't all have to be doing the same, aiming at the same target, but
yeah. For those outside, to remind of the mechanics too, because we talked about outside. I've essentially this is a multi-step advanced test. There's thresholds that need to be met for each of these 4 tasks that they're earning through their actions. The players can earn points towards, generate stunt points towards. You've made a pretty good amount of progress just for day 1. You rolled some insanely high rolls and with your stunt dice. But yeah, it definitely would help to decide the direction you want to go with some of this, because you haven't done anything with the chantry, and then you're making progress on both finding the crows and defending the red Jenny. You don't necessarily need to do both of them. It just depends on which direction that you want to go with it. So we can do the 4 of you having a chance the evening of the first day or the morning of the second day, have a chance to sit a private little team meeting at the Red Jenny Winery to discuss whatever you want to do next. Also, doesn't have to be in character if y'all want to talk out of character about it, if that makes it less clunky. So.
So, I gained this little information at one of my local performances. I got some word that there might be some camps, some crow camps outside of the city, more so towards the forest. So they're probably doing whatever they need to do inside of the city, then probably going out in the evening, or vice versa, back and forth to their camp. So we just got to find it.
That seems like a lot of resources going in that direction.
I agree. And while I still believe that it would behoove us not to engage with the crows in our home, Venehn, you have put significant time and effort with Kaven into fortifying this establishment. Perhaps, though I dislike it, perhaps that is the way we should lean.
I'm thinking if we're going to let them come to us, we're going to want to know how many, what they're working with. So I think maybe finding the camp is actually a good idea, just purely from a surveillance standpoint.
So we don't interfere with the camp, we just go there to check it out and then report back.
We let them feel safe. but keep an eye on their preparations so we know what they're going to try to hit with.
On that note, while a full-scale engagement might not be the most wise move, perhaps if the opportunity affords itself, some mild sabotage of their camp.
I can do that too.
Do you want to handle that then?
If you want. I know the woods well. Wouldn't be too hard for me to get out there and find whatever tracks they've left. I'm sure I can find them. And if they're going back and forth between their camp and the city getting supplies and things, they can only be so far out.
Are you sure that Kevin will not put any more acid inside of my bedroom?
No.
Understood.
You could... He can be bought. If you really don't want the acid in your room.
A true mercenary.
He's ruthless. I taught him everything I know.
I have discovered that the Ben Hasrath have been gathering large quantities of sulfur at drop points. The members that I interrogated did not know what was being done with them after that. It is of no surprise to me a well-organized spy organization would have cells not knowledgeable of each other's actions.
What would they be doing with sulfur?
I do not know, but I think my time might be well served finding that out. It could be the key to some great evidence to bring to the Chantry.
They've got to be making something.
I make a roll. Being Ben Hasroth and also
Van's pretty sure of what's going on
nerd.
here, but I don't
Yeah.
think Venehn
I think-
knows.
I
don't
think
think
what I
Venehn
would
knows.
like, I think I would like to keep that contained within your progress towards achieving your goal here, because that specifically goes towards one of the objectives. So if that's something somebody wants, if Yaz wants to do that or somebody else wants to do that the next day to
Okay.
figure out what they're going towards, that would be appropriate.
I mean, it's probably not that hard to even hide sulfur if you're transferring it around the city. That stuff got the stank.
Yeah, it's disgusting. You really have to hide it within something.
Equally as stanky.
Or very insulated.
Mm-hmm.
Either way, it's not inconspicuous.
I could do some research. What could behoove them with very large quantities of sulfur?
I don't know.
You have the most research materials at your hands. I believe that is wise.
You're also the most likely to know what you're looking for when it comes
That too.
to whatever Ben Hasras is doing with things.
Believe me, it could be any number of things.
Yeah, I don't like that about them. It's like my least favorite thing about them, honestly.
Me too.
Would any of you like assistance from myself on your goals, or should I see if I can follow some of these Ben Hasrath from the drop points?
I think I'm going to go solo.
I was
For
going
safety.
to myself, was going to probably ask around the docks and see if, anything popped up about, certain bad smelling transports in and out of or around the city. I mean, someone has to have caught word of it or smell of it.
Carter, how probable would you think it would be for someone as high of rank as Sebastian to gain an audience with someone of import in the Chantry?
Someone of import, I believe, would be of little or no consequence. However, Sebastian is but a compt. It strictly depends on how high-ranking the Chantry member would be.
So you still need to present something to give a reason to see the chantry.
What, if I may ask, did you have in mind?
Damn girl run, but, more eloquent than that.
How about this? Let's put that as the subtle warning to the divine as step 2 in our chantry process. We get the information we need, whatever kind of information, that can at least get us some kind of audience with them. And then we can do the subtle warning to them. But we still need to find good concrete evidence.
Agreed.
Sounds like a plan.
Okay. Find out what they could be doing with the sulfur. Find proof of the sulfur being transported.
I'll find the crows.
Do we put our hands in the middle and say go team again, or should we just say,
And if you want to.
I'm going to do it.
Okay.
Come on, Yasmera. Come on. Come on.
Red Jenny on 3.
1, 2, 3.
Red Jenny.
Red Jenny.
Jenny.
Yay.
Alrighty.
God, we're the worst.
Yes, y'all are. So who wants to go first?
I can go since mine's the least related to the other 3, I guess.
Okay.
And then we can get all the Ben Hosroth stuff together.
Sure. Then let's describe to me what Venehn's doing.
Venehn, using the previous information gathered, is going to find a good moment and head outside the city and try to track down this camp of crows, this murder of crows.
Haha.
And maybe do some light sabotage depending on what he finds.
Okay. Well, probably this one will be tracking, and then if you want to do some sabotage after with your action, you
Sure.
do that. So let's. What do you want to use?
So I have tracking as a skill.
Perfect.
So I thought
All
I'd use
right.
that.
Let's do that then.
Ooh. 18. Is that enough?
18. That is not enough.
No.
The difficulty is 19.
Yeah.
Oh! I thought we
Oh,
were
hi.
doing so well.
Oh wait, is there anything I can do to help myself here?
Let's see. I don't know if I gave y'all an out for these.
I rolled so good. Huh?
That was such a good roll.
Can I stunt on this?
No. No. I wasn't doing stunts on these because this is a different type of test.
Okay. Let me see if I have anything for this.
Let's see. Yeah, I didn't give any. There's no re-rolls on this one. The only thing I gave is the ability to assist another player to reduce the difficulty of their test, because these are pretty high difficulty tests.
Yeah, I'll say.
Yeah. So, but that's fine. Again, I anticipated the idea here is y'all aren't going to succeed every time. If you don't have anything specifically to add to this,
I mean, I don't know what I would add.
Yeah, I mean, there isn't really much you can do. But I'll say this. So, Venehn, you're mostly focused on tracking outside of the city,
Yeah.
and looking for any signs of passage. You move. You spend a lot of time keeping an I imagine like that entire day you are scouting through the woods, moving through the undergrowth, trying to see any signs of large numbers moving through here. Obviously you know this is going to be difficult because these are trained assassins. They don't leave tracks easily, and they cover their movements very well. You do pick up on some movement through here, like off the beaten paths, away from the roads, that might indicate that there have been recent movement through here. Like it's not necessarily that your day was for nothing. It's the progress you make towards it. Is this is a large area to cover. This is a very difficult group to find, and you are able to cross some areas off your list, moving through the forest, checking out there's like some hunting cabins and stuff that you're able to cross off your list. But it's a big area. This is a forest surrounding a city, the one of the largest cities in Thetis. So unfortunately you don't make strong headway, but you are you put in a lot of work that day towards doing that.
Okay.
So no points there, unfortunately, but y'all can reconvene if anybody else gets anything. So let's move on to whoever wants to go next.
Mine seems like it'll be quick. It's research.
Okay. So you're wanting to research specifically the what they might be using this powder. What are you using this sulfur?
The sulfur, yeah.
Okay. You can definitely do that. You have access to the libraries here as a student. Yeah. So what test are you rolling?
I could do straight up just cunning research.
That seems fitting.
Okay.
Yeah, let's do research then.
Okay. Ooh, okay. That's good. That's good. It's 4, 12 plus 8 is 20.
Okay, you do succeed on that one. What did you roll on your dragon
Got a
die?
4.
4. Okay.
We're not stunting, but I would have stunted because that was
Yeah.
double 4s. But
However, that does bring you up to jump you up quite a bit with the Kunari. So here's what I will give you with that. You spend the day in research. Luckily you have enough clues that like can dial you in on what you're looking for pretty quickly. You're talking about the Bet Hasaroth, the Kunari, and specifically sulfur. You scoured the libraries for a while, and the closest reference that you find, asking with some of the researchers there, the assistants, librarians, trying to see if anybody might point you in the right direction of a book, and you're eventually brought around to a more of like a historical chronicle of a minor skirmish that occurred between Tevinter and the Kunari fairly recently. I mean, the Kunari's arrival in Thetis is within the last generation, so most of this is recent history. The chronicle of it is like a minor skirmish with the Kunari dreadnoughts arriving in the northern shores of Tevinter, near the outskirts of the Imperium's control. Of course, they still sent a contingent to deal with it and found much more resistance than they were expecting initially, expecting skirmishes with like pirates or other, coastal bandits. When they encountered a completely unknown populace and an unknown race of people, the surprise came from them, and like what is chronicled in detail is the Kunari don't rely on their use of they don't really use magic in the way that Tevinter does by any means, or even the rest of Thedas. You would know this as a Kunari, that magic is abhorrent in within the Kun, and they are any sort of Kunari that has the ability to use magic is usually almost enslaved by the Ben Hassarath and the under the Kun, and they are used as like living weapons. The ones that aren't just killed outright. But their ingenuity and their innate their ingenuity and the devices that they use and their gift for war came from some technological advancements that the Kunari had, specifically in their ability to conjure flame in other ways, not through the use of magic. And Tevinter scouts and researchers after the fact were able to get their hands on a substance that the Kunari had used in order to create these manifestations of flame. The Kunari that were interrogated, that were captured as part of the skirmish, eventually identified the substance as Gatlock, which I think upon reading that, Yasmera might draw the conclusion. The recipes for Gatlock, there's more than one compound that is referred to as Gatlock. It's not always made the same way, but it is essentially what we would know in modern society is black powder. It is an explosive substance that can be used to devastating effect in even moderate quantities. And sulfur could very well be one of the components for it.
Takes copious notes, probably pressing her quill into parchment a little harder than necessary.
So with that information, you have made additional progress to determining what the Kunari's plan might be. Let's breeze on through. We won't like sit on these checks so much because we got so many to get through before the end of the week. Carter, you were going to try to follow, also making progress on this.
Yeah, but I think I might want, because I'm probably going to follow at night. It might be helpful for Garas to go first, and if there's any information that, like maybe Sid or Yasmera comes back, lets me know, and whatever Garas might find out too.
Sure.
Okay. Yeah, because I'm pretty much trying to find what exact, like the specific like trade routes where this sulfur is going throughout the city, who's taking it, who's supplying it.
Okay.
So that way Carter can know pretty much where he needs to strike.
Okay. So I need to write this down too. Okay, so what is so you're looking to find who the distributors and who they might be purchasing or acquiring this from. What kind of check are you looking
I would like to use persuasion.
Okay.
Like communication persuasion.
Okay, and you used persuasion, you used performance last
I used
time, right?
I used performance last time. Yeah.
Gotcha.
Like musical
and
last time.
Persuasion was used on a different one. Okay. Yeah, you're fine to use persuasion for this. So you're more like I'm trying to think of persuasion. Because you
specifically
you're trying to like find the essentially trying to persuade some people to turn over some information on
specifically because I'm referencing like the talent that I have, which is where is it? The connections talent the connection style that I have that says I know people sometimes in the unlikeliest places. I can attempt to make a connection with an NPC with successful communication persuasion check.
Okay.
The GM will set the target number based on the likelihood of knowing the NPC or having mutual friends.
Yeah, I'm okay with using persuasion on this. Yeah,
Okay.
let's use that. We're still gonna
All
stick
right.
with the same target numbers that
Okay.
we've been using. So yeah, go ahead and make a communication persuasion check.
That is 18, but I got 5 some points though. 1 under.
Okay. 18
Yeah.
is not enough.
Yeah, I rolled low.
You go around to the vendors in the area, trying to gather information on the Kunari, or see like have any Kunari been through here, making any purchases, trying to make any trades, or even has there been anyone who's not Kunari trying to buy any amount of sulfur. However, everyone that you ask about it is either tight-lipped enough not to say anything, or does not know. And it's after a day of going between like the docks and looking at shipping manifests, or talking to like the dock masters there, or even going to some local shops to see if anyone. You had been pointed out that like no, maybe that was with the crows, some of the shops that they were using. I don't think y'all had made any progress on that before. So but either way, you go to some shops that might like blacksmiths, alchemists, people that might sell sulfur, and some of them do, and do have quantities of it that you could purchase, but they do not identify any suspicious individuals or Kunari coming through and buying large quantities of it recently.
Okay.
So unfortunately no progress with that one either. So Carter, I believe you're the last to go for this day.
Yep. How many did I just get the information on one of those drop points or multiple?
You probably got a couple. Yeah.
Okay.
I mean,
All
they
right.
probably didn't you didn't have like a map of every drop, but they might not even know every drop point.
Yeah.
Like you were hinting to earlier, these are probably splintered groups. They're given minimal information, but yeah, you got a couple.
Okay. Well, I'm just gonna spend the night like bouncing between those and that Canary safe house where I busted in on the guys, and just hope that I can trail them.
Okay.
I'm gonna go for stealth.
All right. Okay, make your stealth check.
No, that's only a 13.
Okay. Try to make notes of the checks that y'all are using too. I imagine you probably start with the ones that you interrogated before because you know who they are, at their those drop points that they had identified, and keeping an eye on their movements. You watch those drop points for a while. Even at night, the city is Valerio has a pretty lively nightlife, and there are still a number of people that move around all throughout the night, coming through these areas where these drop points are. You don't see anyone that seems to be that, to your mind, like picks up on, or like that is interacting with or acting suspiciously here. And you move on to a couple of the other drop points. Eventually you do find maybe a couple people catch your eye as you're following them, though. You lose them amongst the crowds. it's tough. I mean, it's tough to track down this, to follow any sort of criminal element within Valrio. That's why the game is played so well here, just because of the nature of the city. But no, unfortunately, you're not able to identify where they might be taking these drops to. Or either that, or all the drops have already been made that were needed. So that is, I think that's everyone though. Having gone, you have a full day with, unfortunately, not as much information as you would like. When you are settling in when you're getting back for the evening, some of you, Carter returning late, the rest of you may be discussing the progress or lack thereof you made that day. I would say sometime shortly after Carter returns, like very late into the evening, there is the doors of the Red Jenny are closed and locked. However, there is a knock at the door.
Garas goes to answer it.
Yaz stands behind the bar with like her hand on her crossbow just in case.
Like Garas does like the thing when he opens the door, but like opens it partial way and just like leans up against the opening.
Sure.
Just kind of just being big and imposing.
You do that as you're like leaning against the opening, and there is like shrouded darkness in front of you, and you realize your vision is blocked as you look up, and towering above you by probably a good 1.5 feet is an enormous cloaked figure.
Garas like looks up, pats the pecs, looks up, closes the door, looks back into the room. There's a Kunari outside.
Garas, you didn't even ask who it was. You just shut the door in someone's face.
You just fondled him and then closed the door.
I go over there and open the door. Hello.
You see
Pardon my associate. He's incredibly rude.
From under the hood, you see an enormous Kunari gentleman with kind of a deep red skin and massive like curling horns under this cowl.
How tall? I want to know how much taller than Venehn he is.
God, how tall did I say last time? I mean, he's got to be pushing like 8 feet.
Venehn's 5'3".
Yeah,
yep.
He's like 2 of them.
Straight is just straight back. Hello.
Hello.
Can I help
take
you?
it you're Venehn?
Depends who's asking.
Yaz recognizes the voice from the door. Let him in.
Let them in.
Okay.
Hey, if Yasmera says it's okay, let them in. Okay.
Pushes in through the door. All of you seeing the towering man. He pulls the cowl down as he does.
Is behind him, is looking around at Yasmera like, so hot.
Yaz is just no. No.
Looks down at Ben and he's like,
No. No.
ass cheeks could probably crush diamonds.
Climb him like a tree.
You know, I'm standing right here.
Oh, we know.
We know.
All right, they're just making sure. The friends are not very subtle for career criminals.
They aren't trying to be.
We're not working.
Right. Suppose
Welcome.
Suppose introductions are necessary. I doubt Yasmera has done much to introduce me. I am a
Yasmera
Gaunt.
also might be frozen.
Yeah, you did
Oh,
freeze.
no.
Yeah.
Do we have a picture ready? Do we have one ready?
Oh God.
No,
I have a spinny wheel
don't.
of death.
Oh.
Oh,
1 sec.
Well, turned off.
We can still hear you fine, which is good.
Yeah.
I know. You're all frozen though. This is bad.
Do we have weird faces?
No, not really. You all just look a little confused for the most part.
Oh, what else is new?
that's just default for me. So
No, your captions just
Alright.
caught up. That's a good sign.
Oh, that's good.
There we go.
There you are.
There
Hey.
it is.
Cool.
Sorry about
I'll
that.
find Huge Man just in case.
Oh, okay, good.
Feed
Gotta have
appropriate.
Huge Man, just in case.
Well, the huge man just walked through the door.
Yes.
It's true. He's here.
That's
I am-
okay. Don't take it personally. She doesn't tell us anything.
My name is
And
Akant.
I've-
I am Yasmera's father. And I think she froze again.
And I froze again. Yep.
Nope.
There we go.
Hey. Don't know what the hell's going on here, folks.
Next time it happens, just pretend you're thinking really hard.
Yeah.
Yeah, there we go.
I'm just so expressive, though. There's no way you're gonna not know I'm frozen. Unavoidable.
Would you like something to drink?
Some wine, perhaps? We have a lot of it.
Sure.
You look like a red wine kind of person. Let me hook you up with that. And
Is
Is that racist?
is that because of my skin color? You're assuming I drink red wine because
no,
color
I'm
red.
assuming it has because it's a rich, full body like yourself.
You're lucky that you're right, but okay. Red wine, please.
I think Carter stands up and bows and then moves an empty chair over next to him and gestures.
Well, thank you. He moves over. I think grabs like a second empty chair to put next to it and sits between the two of them.
Yeah, I keep saying we should get some like couches or like some armchairs in here.
We could. We just have to make sure we get
You
the
see
good
why?
upholstery. I'm not going to get some couches and chairs in here, and I'm not going to have some crappy fabric on it.
This
I need
place
some
is
good stuff
not
on my
as
skin.
accessible to different body types as I would like. I'm just saying.
Oh, we can definitely get some good couch, maybe some benches or something. But if we get couches, we need to get the good shit on it.
Get the chase lounge. Oh no.
Oh
Android died.
no, she died.
Shall we take a quick break?
Yeah, let's take a quick break and figure out our technical issues.
We'll be right back, everybody.
And welcome back, Internet. Thanks for hanging out with us. We took a very impromptu break. I think technical issues have been sorted for now. So we're going to just jump right back into meeting Daddy, meeting Papa.
Please stop saying that.
Never.
Daddy.
So Akant is currently sitting on two of the table chairs, been poured a nice glass of Red Jenny original, Red Jenny standard. And yeah, I think very pointedly is looking over at you, Yaz, and saying, so how did everything go yesterday?
About as well as expected.
And you don't believe that she has any suspicions that I'm here?
No.
Good. We'll make this easier. So, given that you have the group here and I'm the outsider, I'm assuming you've probably come up with a plan already.
A multi-step one, but yes, a plan. And sorry to break it to you, Father, but we do have some other pressing business that is also vying for our attention at the same time.
Well, I'm sure this did not fall at a great time for you.
Not exactly.
It's fine. I don't expect you to give up your prior obligations to help me with a vendetta.
Well, your vendetta happens to abut quite closely to the potential assassination of an innocent, so we're more than happy to help.
More than happy.
Looks over at Carter.
Do you
Right.
you must work out. I
Kata.
must.
No.
I mean, like, what do? Like, you do a 3x3 like power lift program? Because I mean,
I will take down all three of you. No.
Mostly just throwing people around.
must be nice.
Must be. Forgive me, Yasmera. Matters at hand.
1 week on the pirate ship, suddenly everybody loses their fucking minds.
I mean, I guess above table, how much do we want to tell my extremely talented spy father about all of our business?
Would this affect like our mechanics rolls if we gave him more information, or
No.
Well, he can already give us an auto success, so
He can. Yeah.
Okay.
He has yeah, that's something I should remind you all too. Both Wolf and Akant can both give an automatic success and 8 points towards one sub-objective.
they
However,
just proc the GM roll.
I will do the I will do the roll, and I roll a number of d6s equal to the days remaining. And if I roll 1 on any of those, then the jig is up, and you lose progress.
Well, then also over the table, perhaps we. I would say perhaps we don't tell him everything now because we don't know all of his motives, and that it might just muddy the waters a little bit. If we need to later, we still can.
Yeah.
Yeah, agree.
And remember, we still have 4 days after this, but our odds of the reset kicking in is a little bit higher.
Yeah,
It's higher
your
every
odds.
day.
Yeah. Well, no. So your
It's
odds of the
lower every
reset
day.
get lower every day for the two of them.
I thought
But
you
if we
rolled the
wait too
amount of dice
long-
equal to the number of days that it passed.
Oh no, the days
That are left.
remaining.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
Essentially, the conceit being like as the groups get closer to achieving their goals, they're
Wow.
less.
Well,
on
when I ran
guard.
my notes by you, you didn't tell me that. I had this
Oh,
wrong.
I must have.
So
I didn't notice that.
So here's what, because considering how we rolled on day 2, if we went for an automatic, would it be because 2 days have passed, or is it or will we roll 4 dice because this is day 3?
We're gonna roll. I'd roll 4 dice.
Okay.
For the 4 days.
For the 4 remaining days.
5 dice for the 5.
Okay, that's what I just wanted to make sure if we were rolling. Yeah. If we chose to do the reset now, would it be 5 dice or 4 dice? That's what I wanted.
If you chose to do it right now, if you chose to ask for either a Kant or Wolf's help right now, I'd be rolling 5 dice.
Okay. All right.
And we can only ask one of them.
You can
or
you
we can
use
ask both.
You can ask for both. It's just Wolf can only help with the crow stuff, and a Kant
Okay.
can only help with the Ben Hasrath stuff.
Got it.
So
The risk reward is that you're gonna have more points to lose later on. If you
It's
choose
less
to use
likely
that
that
help.
we'll roll a 1.
But
Yeah.
it's more like it's less likely to roll a run, more likely to succeed. But right now you have less to lose. Like if you wanted to use a Khan's help to convince the Chantry right now, you'd have absolutely nothing to lose, but there's a pretty high chance that it's not going to work. So
I still say we wait so that we can seal anything that we fucked up on.
it's just 5 dice is too risky. I think we should wait until we have 4 or 3
Perfectly fair.
dice.
Yeah.
Okay, so then what are we going to tell Yaz's dad then?
As little as possible.
Yeah, I think we can leave that up to
Okay.
Yasmera. So
Yeah.
All right, cool.
Are we even gonna
Just
tell
wanted to
him
check
who they're trying to kill?
He knows already
I
from
think-
this
that-
conversation.
yeah. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Essentially, the only things he does not know
I just didn't
right
want to
now-
mention it if he didn't know.
Oh yeah.
The only thing he doesn't know right now that y'all know is about the Gatlock. So if you're not telling him about that, then
Are we telling him about the Gatlock?
Actually, that might be a useful thing to talk to him
Yeah,
about.
because especially because he would want. We wouldn't have to tell him everything, but at least he could tell us what the normal means of how they even get the sulfur around.
How they're making
Where
it,
they-
how they'd be
yeah.
transporting it.
Mhm.
I'm paranoid, but
I mean, if we don't tell him anything, he's not gonna be able to help us at all. Is the thing.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
I think
we
should
cannot
have
tell
definitely
him
ask
anything and
Yeah.
sit here in silence and look at him awkwardly.
It's true too.
I think whatever said we should definitely tell him about the Gatlock because that is information we could also use for like the Chandri stuff.
Okay.
I mean, he is Kunari stuff, so like it probably won't. It's not gonna come as a huge surprise, probably, right? Like,
No, I mean he's well, I mean Yaz, I don't know if you've told them that he's former Ben Hassaroth too, so
I don't know if I have.
Yeah.
Yas doesn't talk about herself much.
I think Venehn was just assuming.
yeah.
Yeah.
Well, because you all know that Yaz's mom is Ben Hassaroth. That must have been said at some point. Given what y'all are dealing with.
Yeah.
I think we just assumed that.
Yeah, I think Venehn was just making that assumption, but probably hasn't been confirmed.
But you don't have that confirmation.
Yeah, I don't know, because if we don't, what are we gonna ask him about if we don't talk to him about the Gatlock?
Nothing else. Honestly,
Yeah.
outside the Gatlock,
That's all we really got at the moment.
Yeah, that's it.
It's your leap of faith to make.
Yeah.
And we need to progress stuff in the convince Chandri stuff too. So
Yeah, because those are the ones we need to do both of.
yeah. So I think we could talk to him about the Gatlock and use that to kind of whatever he tells us, we could use that to push the Chantry stuff because we foobarred those rolls last time on it.
Yeah.
And like pretty much go for a second go. But what we could do is just not double up on the same skills we did last time.
oh yeah, another kind of meta-y thing. I was looking over my skills and stats. Aside from a magic skill, it's going to be hard for me to make any target number.
Okay.
Which is why I have the assist rule too.
Yeah.
Because that could really help y'all. You lose out on the points that person could potentially get, but it makes it more of a guarantee. That
Helps to
one person
guarantee
gets
we're getting
points.
some,
Yeah.
Okay. So
Cool.
okay. All right.
Carter pulls out his sketchbook, takes a long swig off of the probably second or third glass of meat he's had, and starts drawing.
If my father is not wearing clothes in those sketches, I will kill you.
Well, I have not seen him in the nude yet, so I could not do that.
I
Your
like
friends
this.
are
For
a
once, I'm not the one in trouble.
Your friends are a very precocious group. I like them.
Precocious is a word. Gatlock,
That's another word.
a very
We know
different one.
so many words, you guys.
Oh, why are we talking about Gatlock?
We think they're making it
Ugh.
in very large quantities.
It has come to my attention that the Ben Hasrath forces here in the city have been gathering quantities of sulfur.
And they have been distributing it around the city pretty sneakily because no one has heard anything about sulfur going in and about the streets.
Yeah, they would. You probably would not find much asking around normal vendors. Ben Hasarath way would be to take without knowing or to kill whoever they purchased it from. Less loose ends. If they had no means to bring the Gatlock into the city themselves, I'm assuming that Talus is not able to do so given the high security around the city right now. It would be difficult to transport Gatlock in any quantity.
They have to bring all the bits and bobs to where they want to actually create it.
It is strange that for an assassination, that she would be using something so flamboyant. It is not her style.
Unless it's a distraction for something else.
Or unless they're
Don't.
making a particular statement.
I don't know if her style really matters in this case.
Hmm.
She said this came from the top.
Ah. Well, I would assume so. She's not the type to act on her own initiative.
How bad is that?
I suppose it depends.
Like, who is the top of you?
He nudges Carter.
Him, clearly.
But it.
I mean, I understand if you can't tell me, but how bad?
I'm under no obligation not to tell you at this point. I am Talvashoth. I have no loyalty or love for my kin. I'm currently trying to bring up the wiki so I can remind myself of this information because I had read it last time. And
We're working on switching Wi-Fi providers. Fucking charter is a disaster.
Oh my god. Where did it go? This isn't even... God, the wiki changed. What the fuck?
Uh-oh.
Oh, there we go. It would come from the triumvirate themselves, the three leaders of the Kunari society. One of which would directly command the Ben Hasrath themselves. That would be bad, I guess would be the simplest way to put it. It would be as if your divine herself had issued the order to assassinate, I don't know, the Black Divine.
So really bad.
Yes. The reasoning for which I can only speculate at, start a war, though my people aren't in a position to be in all-out war against Orlais, so my assumption would be they want to start a war between someone else.
So maybe the use of explosives to make it look like someone else is committing the crime.
Yeah, that would be my guess.
That is where my brain is going with this. Either to pin it on someone else or use the explosions as the distraction to do the assassination attempt.
If an explosion were to go off and kill the Divine, who would people assume had done it?
My initial guess would be perhaps Deventer. The Imperium has long had conflict with the people of Valrayo.
Why explosives specifically?
It perhaps turns to a con could be made to look magical in nature.
It could. I know that when it was first used against the Imperium, they mistook us for powerful mages. So, though I don't know. With your chantry being as uppity about magic, I'd imagine they'd be able to tell the difference, but who's to say? An explosion of any scale, or of a large enough scale, I doubt people would ask too many questions. Simply start pointing fingers.
Especially during the chaos, yes.
If Dallas has done her job, and that is the plan, I'd imagine they've already spread false information throughout the city that would conveniently come to the surface once everything popped off. So,
That could be good information for us to try and find out.
could be.
But the false information that's being spread around?
To at least see who they intend to pin it on.
Because if they're in no place for war, they're not going to want to take responsibility.
I would be shocked if the Archon was... that's what they were angling for. My guess would be either have made some alliance, to which this is upholding their end of the deal, or there is something bigger at play that this would provide enough cover for more overt movement with the Ben Hasselhoff.
Yasmera, you said that even in moderate amounts, Gatlock is extremely destructive, correct?
Yes.
Why gather large quantities to eliminate one person? Perhaps the assassination of the Divine is tangential to a greater goal, the destruction of some great structure. Perhaps to find something? We have discovered ourselves great magics within the city. I am speculating, but it does seem strange to me to use such grandiose means for a single target.
Mm.
Even to incite a war, a small amount, a large explosion would be sufficient. A catastrophic explosion must serve a purpose.
The Divine isn't the only powerful person in the building. If anything, the people surrounding her have more power than she does.
Perhaps it is not just then to assassinate the Divine, but the Chantry leadership.
My mother did confirm that the Divine is the main target.
What if they're using... So perhaps they're saying that there's multiple explosions could be going off then at the same time to take out multiple people. Instead of getting them all into one place and then detonating it, they target multiple places and set all the explosions off at the same time.
Or they're sending a message.
Mm-hmm.
Regardless, I think we
Regardless.
should find out.
Yes.
We need more information.
Like,
We're
regardless,
not going
they
to
are
figure
going...
it out sitting
Yeah.
here.
I could see if I can eavesdrop on conversations see if people about spreading this false information around. You'll try to catch it in the rumor process.
Do you tilt your head just a bit to the left more?
I smack Carter.
closes the book, puts the charcoal away, sits back in the chair.
Do you have any other pressing information for us?
No, I came here to see what you had, and you did. No, I came here to see what you had and to offer any help I could give. I find myself in a difficult situation as the days progress. I've noted more activity within the city, makes my movement difficult.
What sort of activity?
Well, likely due to the Ben Hasarath. I have no idea, though. It's Valroyo is unkind enough to those in my profession. Too many eyes, too many people looking in the right places. So, I was hoping that I might lay low here until we know more.
Not a word.
I don't need a lot of space. Could stay in the barn. That's works for you.
I won't be sleeping much. Take my room. It's quite possibly the only one with a bed big enough to fit someone of our size.
Do really need to work on accommodations here for more than just small elves and humans.
Not an inn.
That's fair.
Carter turns to Garas and he whispers, "How is it that you are able to withstand commentary on such a regular basis?"
Oh, because it's the same shit y'all put me through with my dad, so it's kind of like a little bit of an empathy thing, but also I don't want to get punched by Yasmera.
That's usually the only
She-
thing stopping us from saying things.
Is very strong.
Well,
You're welcome to head upstairs. I believe we have a few more things to discuss further this evening.
very well. I could use some rest. Should you need to press me for more information, you know where to find me.
Just holler if you need anything.
I will.
Well met, sir.
It was a pleasure to meet you.
He stands and looks at Carter and says, "If you wish to finish your painting or sketch, just let me know. I'm sure I'll be around."
Father,
What?
do not encourage them.
Yes.
I wish to retain the skin on my body, sir. I believe I may have to reject that offer.
All right. She gets her prickly nature from her mother. He stands and heads off to Yasmira's room.
I think he is delightful.
I think I need a shower. Excuse me.
So Yasmera, do you want to like do some work?
No, maybe some bookkeeping to distract you.
No,
or...
you go away. You're part of the problem. Me and Yasmera are going to get something done.
This can't be a coincidence.
What do you mean?
The crows coming in, what? Years. after Wolf not going through with their job under the same exact timeline as this massive explosion assassination.
You think it's related?
I think it has to be.
It would be a hell of a coincidence.
I wondered who or how this order could have come from on high. But it was part of an agreement with another organization, something that would benefit both.
You think the Ben Hassrath and the Crows are working together?
Maybe even not directly, but tangentially. Again, too many moving pieces all at once to be a coincidence.
Well, you know, in our line of work, nothing is ever coincidental.
Yeah, I don't like it, but I mean, the Crows take contracts from all over. Somebody's got their hands in a lot of different things. If so, I don't like that. It reminds me of the
No.
winter. I didn't like it there.
No.
Well, I'm going to go prep my disguises, because I am going to disguise myself and try to sit among the huddled masses and hear what there's being spread around.
Think we need to get to that crow camp.
I'm working on it. They're particularly sneaky assassins.
How do you feel about going with Carter and plucking some information out of one of their heads?
It's certainly worth a try. Just going to have to find them first, but I'm narrowing it down. We can go out again tomorrow. Try a different approach.
What are you going to do, Yasmera?
I'm going to find my mom.
How are you going to do that?
She said she would be in touch on the day. But I was very distraught when she left. Perhaps I need some more reassurance.
You think she's going to buy that?
Probably not. Doesn't mean I won't get some information out of it.
Fair enough.
You hear the upstairs shower turn on, kind of loud, as if the door was left open.
I do not know what has come over him.
I
did
think
not do this.
This is
do
not
this.
my fault at all. I did not influence him at all at this. I think that, he's just becoming more confident lately. And
Something happened on that pirate ship that was like a true awakening.
Oh, totally.
I am so mad I don't know what it is.
The ribbing, the ribbled comments are fine. Parents are off limits.
Yasmera, we're not going to fuck your dad.
Yeah, when-
Parents are off limits.
you know, I'm not-
We are the super not the ones you have to
Calling upstairs. Parents are off limits.
tell. Listen, we're very
No, he's in your bedroom.
we're very funny and we're a couple of pranksters. I'm looking at Garas. We're not going to fuck your dad.
Look, if I got all weird because you guys wanted to start to fuck my dad, I wouldn't fuck your dad.
Again, jokes, ribald comments. Weird, but fine. Actions are a different thing. Looks very, very,
I know you're
very
looking at me
serious.
right
Very seriously.
You can see it through the window.
I've got a chevalier at the camp somewhere that's plenty tall enough. Don't worry about it. I just thought about it. I don't think we ever talked about whether or not Venehn and Lambert are still together.
I don't think we did.
Hey, Venehn, are you and Lambert still the
I
thing?
think
was
they're
just
still
wondering.
together. They're still
Are you
together.
two are still a thing, right? You and Lambert?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, good. You know, because
Didn't
he's a nice guy. He's a
you-
nice guy.
Did you ask Carter to send him dream correspondence?
Probably.
Yeah.
It sounds like something I would have done.
You're muted.
Never would
Val.
have returned within the first few months.
Yeah, that's what I
after
thought. I
time,
think
so-
I just never said.
Yeah.
Never said.
Yeah, I just left it up to you whether that's
Yeah, I think they're still together.
perfect.
Speaking of chevaliers, I'll see you tomorrow.
Right, it is very disturbing that my father came and now everyone's horny.
Oh no, that's me. I'm always horny.
Yeah,
That's
Yasmera,
just my
please.
thing. Come on, don't. Let's be real here.
You think that's what it took?
I breathe and it just happens.
Your dad peers around the corner, and his shirt is off, and he says, "Do you have any other showers, or is that the only one I need to clean off?"
We have other showers.
There's no way. Yasmera has her own shower, right?
Oh, totally.
I also like that we've decided that shower is the technology that exists here, and I'm perfectly fine with
Hey,
that.
if we can make napalm,
got running
we can have
water, right?
Yeah,
showers.
the
Yeah.
Romans did it. Yeah.
Yeah,
totally.
yeah.
It's running water.
Totally.
Yeah.
It's a bunch of pulleys and buckets and stuff.
Uh-huh. He says, "Oh, okay. I'll go use the other one. I saw the door open, so I wasn't sure if I should use it."
Close it. Loudly.
I think Carter comes out in a towel, and he comes back around, and I don't know if Carter's room, if like it makes sense for him to come through the common room to go to his room, but
Probably not.
No, it
so.
absolutely
Probably
doesn't.
not.
No.
I think our rooms are upstairs.
he kind of struts past Khan a little bit, and then he goes over to Yasmera, puts a hand on her shoulder, and says, "The man is certainly my type, but I understand. Family are off limits. I'm going to bed now. It has been a very long night. Sir, it has been a pleasure meeting you."
Likewise. Damn, I was hoping for a new for Yasmira to get a new stepdad.
I guess. I have an idea for a sequel for my book.
Oh, I am here for it.
All right. You all turn in for the evening in your own rooms, or in Yasmir's case, in one of the spare rooms, or in your office, or
With her feet dangling off because the bed isn't big enough.
all right. Let's move on to day.
We're gonna get so much done this time.
We're making
Spends
progress.
20 minutes talking about how high Yasmir's dad is.
We have to
Yeah,
prioritize.
that's kind of on target for
It's a
us. though.
different kind of getting things done.
Yeah.
So, what is the plan for day 3?
I definitely like going with Venn.
You wanna
to
come?
some
Mhm.
Yeah,
Yeah.
100%. I've got the stealth to support. I don't have a good, like, we could either go together, and I could use my magic roll in tangent with your stealth. What'd you roll
So
last time?
So last
the way
time I
that
did tracking, so I was gonna try to lean on more of like stealth this time, and instead of doing like active tracking, maybe like since I've narrowed down the area a little bit, more of like a deer stalker kind of like sit and wait.
Yeah.
Somebody's gotta come by eventually.
Yeah. So the way it works is for assisting, it reduces the difficulty by the helping character's applicable ability score. So it would reduce the difficulty by Carter's. If you're doing stealth, it would reduce the difficulty by Carter's dexterity.
I think since I've only got really one stat that can hit these target numbers with any sort of consistency, I should make a separate roll.
Yeah, because
As
that's
opposed
another
to
thing.
helping
you
You
out.
didn't use your spirit yesterday, so you could do a separate roll today and then plan to assist the next day.
And it
Yeah,
wasn't my stealth roll is much higher than my tracking roll, so it's I'm looking at my sheet. It's hard. It's gonna be hard for me to fail if I'm
Ooh,
relying on
knock
stealth.
on wood.
My stealth modifier is 10.
Perfect.
So
Well, so do you want to start with that first? Are y'all both gonna try to? So you're both gonna do that?
mhm.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. But so Carter using spirit. Let's do Venehn first, and then we can try to figure out how Carter kind of follows up on that with the
Well,
spirit.
we'll turn this less into tracking and more of a stealthing kind of
Sure.
biding
Trying
time.
to keep a low profile and see who comes by.
Yeah, instead of actively.
I'm down. All right.
I'm seeking. Okay. 12. Yeah, 22.
Easy. What'd you get on the dragon die?
6, baby.
Damn. All right.
Yeah, 6, 3, 3. That's right. Yeah,
Definitely
6.
makes up
12, yeah.
for it. Okay. So with
Should have just
you and Carter spend the
Oh, and the thorn, which is what I'm now calling Tai Tai Baby. We do need to bring him along because he's the only one that can actually get into somebody's brain and get the information out.
Wyvern and the thorn. Okay, gotcha.
They're
Tai Tai Baby
sitting
is-
up. It's
Sounds
like
like a fucking folk duo.
sitting up in a
Jesus.
tree, and it's like,
It's-
wait, so who am I again?
It sounds like a romantic novel. Like it
does.
sounds like a dark romance.
Ooh,
Wyvern and the
yeah, it
Thorn.
That does sound like a dark romance novel.
Dark romance buddy cop.
Yeah. God,
Oh
I
wait,
love
no,
that.
I made myself the fucking shadow of Venehn or whatever. What did I say? It was bullshit. I don't remember.
It was good. It had something to do with Venehn.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, don't
I might have
draw.
been-
The left hand of Venehn. That's what it was. That's what it was.
Sorry, I was just thinking the irony of the end of Inquisition and then the left hand thing is funny.
Well, it's a pull from the left hand of the divine,
Yes.
who's the spy master.
Uh-huh.
But it is very funny if you've played Trespasser.
So the three of you find a place like to cover at like the edge of the forest, waiting for any sign, like any suspicious people coming in and out. Like not a lot of people entering the forest. Obviously, like that would be kind of weird for this, off the trade routes coming out of here. Most people that would be like going into the woods would be like hunters who would be going through like established like hunting trails. You wait there for a long time, but around noon, there is like around midday, there are like a few wagons that are coming by, some like trade caravans, and there's a small contingent of like travelers. Like with any caravan coming through, there might be some commoners, some people unrelated that are kind of moving with like kind of hangers on, like with the caravan, traveling on foot, traveling safety in numbers to get to a nearby town. However, you do notice that a few of them break off from the caravan, like, and step off into the forest.
Jackpot.
So let's follow that up with Carter's roll then. So you want to do kind of the same thing as last time, your spirit roll, which is kind of also applying for Ty's help in all of this.
How many of them are there?
Say there are 2.
Oh, perfect. That's easy. Yeah, I can handle that. All right. Yeah, same exact trick as last time. Spirit bubble one of them, and then do the bad brain torture on the other one.
All right. Second verse, same as the first. Let's do it.
Oh, 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 oh. I don't want to mess with my camera, but that's 16 or 18. That's Mark of the Beast. And,
oh, you got trip 6s?
Yeah. So I don't know. I don't feel like I even need to look at my modifiers for that. I've definitely cooked it. And
you definitely
on the dice.
Yeah, you definitely, because you got like a +7 or something like that.
Yeah, 9, I think actually. I have 7 in magic.
Yeah, for this one it's 19. Yeah.
Well,
as long as you have a +1.
Yeah. No, you crushed that. So I'll add another 6 points. You suddenly jumped up in this category.
We just needed to warm up a little bit.
Exactly. The using Venehn's, like, using your stealth, you're able to approach them and follow them quietly, and once you get close enough, you hit them hard and fast. You and Ty kind of combining, working together, you weave your spell to trap one of them, and while the other one is reeling and trying to figure out what to do, Ty is able to bind them with blood magic and hold them in place. The two of you and you begin your interrogation of these people, and yes, you immediately identify that they are crows. They're dressed in like peasants garb. You wouldn't know, like, based on sight. If it wasn't for their actions and stepping off the road, you probably would have never identified them as being anything but common citizens. However, you through your magical manipulations able to compel truth from this individual. You do learn a couple of things: that the crows are, yes, moving in and out of the city. They have a secret entrance that they are using to get into the city, that is connected to a essentially there's a points out a tavern outside of Valrio, that the basement provides a like a subterranean entrance into the city itself, and that their camp near here that they were heading back to is provides you with the distance and direction to get there. There is actually like a hunting lodge that has long been abandoned, that the crows have used for a long time as their base of operations, coming into Valrio as kind of like a safe house. They are the crows that are here with Rain are currently in waiting there, though not all of them are there currently.
Let me ask an additional question.
Sure.
Are they aware of the the Ben Hasroth and their movements within the city?
Interesting. This the person you're interrogating is not.
Is there anything else, my friend, that you think we should ask these assassins before we return them?
I don't know. How many, what they're working with, timeline, weaponry in particular.
Yeah. Forces number. Look, honestly, that you didn't find the camp, right? The location of the camp would be a great one.
Yeah. Well, yeah. So he points the direction of their kind of outpost here where they were heading back to. And
so that is the tavern, is
no,
or they're
so
two separate.
The tavern is what they're using to get into the city, and where they're moving between. But the crows that have been brought here from the House of Graves, I forgot the actual name, it's very long. The ones that have come here with Rain for the purposes of capturing Arlo, or not Arlo, Wolf. Most of them are staying at this like hunting lodge, this hunting cabin in the woods here. As far as their numbers go, he doesn't seem quite sure. Essentially saying like there are more, like a lot are coming and going, but by his count, there are less than between 20 and 30 that have been brought here. Like 15 of them came with Rain. The others have been working in the city and are the ones that have been like posted here in Valrio. Valrio is kind of a center of business for the Antivan Crows. They get a lot of work here from the Orlesians. As far as like weapons and stuff, I mean, kind of what you would expect. They're assassins. It's like they have siege equipment or anything like that.
Explosives?
Nothing substantial. Maybe some smoke bombs and stuff.
Okay. Had to check.
Like, yeah, grenades or smoke bombs, things like that, but nothing like, they don't have barrels of Gatlock or something.
Had to
least
ask.
At least not that this person is aware of. But you don't gather that whoever this person that you're interrogating is not like a higher up. If you ask about Rain at all, Rain has been coming in and out of the city a lot, has probably been spending actually most of her time at the tavern that they were using as this kind of like waypoint between the city to pass along information and collect information of people coming in and out. That's where she's been most of the time.
Interesting.
It is unfortunate that you will not remember this next statement, but I feel compelled to tell you anyway. You should turn around and go home.
What is the nature of this compulsion? Like, are they fully like under your thrall?
So they're not under my thrall. It's a blood magic spell, and it actually
Right.
there isn't. He's got the one that can like control people, but there's also one that can like literally rip information out of a person's brain.
Yeah. I didn't remember if you had something too with spirit.
Now I can make them forget the entire encounter afterwards.
Right. Yeah. So I think it's a lot of like you asking questions and then Tai Baby pulling the information out of them as it is like brought to the surface based on those questions, and then like him relaying the information. So this person who has essentially just like had their secrets pulled straight out of them and is sitting there frustrated, looks up at you, and you can see that like that burning anger in their eyes of somebody who has like been so thoroughly like humiliated through this moment, and says, even if I don't remember this, I'm going to find great pleasure in ripping your throat out myself at the end of the week.
That is a fantasy that you may hold to, but I'm afraid it will not happen. Now, these pleasantries are over. Forget that you saw us. We are not the droids you're looking for.
I was waiting for
Get out of here.
You erase their minds, leaving them in sort of a dazed state as the three of you skulk back through the forest and away from these two crows. Wonderful. That is Venehn and Carter. Good work there. Y'all did, crushed it.
Yeah.
Garas and Yasmera.
would have Carter passed on that information about like that specific tavern to us?
Yeah, you said that was like around noon, right?
Yeah, I mean, we can say I'm fine with like sharing
Okay.
of information
All
during
right.
this.
In that case, because what I would like to do is I would like to go in disguise and stake out that tavern. Like try to see if I can get like absences like he told us at noon, like try to see for the later half of the day, watch the in and outs and even into the night, like stay up late into the night just to watch the in and outs of that place, see who goes in, who goes out, at
Okay.
what time of the days or what time of night.
So what skill would you be rolling?
Disguise.
Oh, disguise. Okay.
Yeah.
Gotcha. Yeah, you could definitely do that. Yeah, let's go ahead and roll disguise. What does disguise fall under? Communication?
Yes. So that would be that'll be 22.
22. Nice. How many on the dragon die?
4 points in dragon dice.
Jeez. I don't think y'all have gotten less than a 4 on the dragon die on
I don't think we have
any roll unless it's
Yeah.
honestly statistically like very improbable that y'all have continued to do this.
But it's only on the ones that we're successful on. So
well, even the ones you weren't successful on, I think Garas, you got a 5 on the
Yeah, I
dragon.
got
die
a 5
the
on it,
one
but I
that-
rolled like shit.
Yeah. And then I don't remember what Venehn what you would have got on the dragon die on the one
I
that
don't
you
remember.
failed on. Okay. And I assumed this was finding and stopping the crows, which is the one
Yeah,
you're working
yeah.
towards too. All right, so geez, y'all at 21 out of 20. You've made a lot of progress on that one very quickly. Yeah, so Garas, you stake out this tavern later in the evening after you get this information from Carter and Venehn, donning a simple like farmer's.
Yeah, he pretty much he does 2 disguises during the day, like during the when it's daylight out, he's pretty much like a average farmer, like merchant in the area. But then once it gets close to like nighttime, he goes full beggar and like just plops himself right across from the tavern, cloak up, hood over, just like shaking a little cup of coin every now and then to lean into the disguise.
Okay. Yeah, so you you arrive at this tavern kind of like later in the afternoon, around the time when the tavern is at its this tavern would be at its like busiest with farmers and field workers and other business folk that live on the outskirts of Valrio, coming through. Again, this is outside the city. So it's mostly like working folk here that are ending for the day, coming in for drink and a hot meal before heading off to their abodes. So you're able to easily slip in with the crowds, find a place in this tavern, you said. So the pro there is that you're definitely your disguise and the time that you're coming in both work in your favor. The con being that there's a lot of people here, so tracking like exact movements in and out and who here could be in an even grow is difficult, but you have the advantage of time and patience of sitting at a table and having a drink or having a meal brought to you to maintain the illusion of why you're here. And you do catch that there is a table in the near the edge of the room that's directly like equidistant between the 2 exits to this this tavern, and right at the foot of the stairs that lead up to the upper floor, there's been a group that's been sitting there for pretty much since you got here. Occasionally somebody else will come in, sit with them, and the same person never gets up off the like somebody, there'd be 3 people sitting there, somebody will come up, they come and sit for a bit, and then somebody else at the table will get up and leave. It's never the same person like getting up and leaving at the same time. but there's just like rotation of people that seem to be coming through there. And that catches your eye as a bit suspicious to you. And you notice that the people that are leaving the table are usually leaving through the back.
Okay.
And leaving through the rear exit of the building.
Okay. And after like what Carter told me about that there's probably like a secret entrance, I could pretty much like probably puzzle together that maybe that secret location they're going to is probably out back, probably. Or would I be able to see like that entrance that they've been using as a safe house?
That would be a good guess that it might be around back of the building. I can even say that with your disguise, about the time you pick up on this pattern, you use that moment to like, to pay your bill and get up from the table, and you leave, getting keeping an eye or trailing somebody as they leave the back of the establishment.
Mm-hmm.
And you see this again, looks like a simple peasant's garb, some sort of farmhand that leaves through the rear door, and then immediately cuts off towards a cellar door that is off to the side of the building. And it just very quickly ducks down into the cellar.
Okay. All right. I'll keep track of that. Like note that, and I'll definitely let the others know that I think I've like pretty much singled out what that entrance is to that the safe house.
Sure.
In the tavern. Yeah.
Definitely. You've I'd say with pretty good certainty you can guess that this is the building that you confirming the information that you were given from Carter and Venehn. You can see that you kind of have an idea of the pattern that they're following coming through here, that there seem to always be at least 3 crows in the upstairs of this building, and then you could assume maybe more in the basement that are going down and then using that entrance into the city.
Okay.
But yeah, good information to have. You did not see, however, I will tell you, you did not see at the table, and you're pretty certain you had a long time sitting there, that no one at the table was Rain.
Okay.
You never saw her.
All right. I'll let them know that also.
Okay, that will be Garrus's action. So I guess Yasmera, you're the only one that hasn't gone yet.
I think I need to go tell a big old whopper to my mom.
Okay. So probably deception is what the core of this ability be. So let's go and do the roll and see how well that goes, and then we can kind of play that out.
Okay. Show me what you're working with. Let's see. Okay. Yeah. We like this. We like this. Plus 6. 21.
Okay, 21 succeeds. What'd you get on your dragon die?
Oh.
All right. You head into. I'm not going to make part of this like you finding where to talk with her. I think you have ways of getting in contact. Like that's not the difficult part here. You probably know that. Oh shoot, what was his name? Start with an N. I want to call him. It's
Null.
Null. No, I can't want
Yeah.
to call him Nail. Nail. The you head into the city and you find the usual haunt that like this would be where you would get in contact with Null anytime that you needed to send a message to your mother, and you just bank on the fact that he's probably still going to be there doing his work even now, and you're correct as you find Null and ask to speak with her. We'll kind of cut forward to you being led to a safe house, an apartment not too far from the Sun Gate that that your mother seems to have either rented, stolen, broken into. Not really sure. It's a well furnished apartment here in the city. Null leads you to the door, escorts you inside, and then immediately exits as your mother is currently sitting in. It looks like most of the furniture has actually kind of been pushed around to free up some space in the center of the room where the main dining table has been pulled out into, and she has the dining table she has maps of the city spread out on the dining table, as well as there are some weapons and stuff that she is sitting there too. It's kind of like spy movie. She's got her whole kit kind of set out here that she's going over, and as you come in, she kind of cocks an eyebrow in your direction and says, Yasmera, I wasn't expecting you so soon. Please tell me you haven't come here with complaints about your involvement in this. I don't really have time for that.
I'm going home with you.
It is certainly not what I expected. Why?
I have no purpose here. We move from job to job. I've done good work, established myself well. What does it serve?
You're saying that you do not wish to remain Ben Hasrat. It is okay. This life is not for everyone. You could return back to Parvolan, and I could put in a good word with you with the Tamasrans. I'm sure you could find good work there. Your skills would certainly be suited towards it.
I will stay to finish the job. I always finish what I start.
At least you are different from your father in that regard. All right. If you wish to return to Parvolan, I will take you.
On one condition. I don't want my associates harmed in whatever is happening in the next few days.
I had no intention in involving your associates in any of this. Assuming you have not told them of what we are planning, and they are not planning on getting in the way.
No.
Then they have nothing to fear from us.
All right.
Well, I'm happy to see that you are embracing your role. I would have enjoyed getting to continue to work together as Ben Hassara, but if that is not the calling for you, then I understand.
How did you know?
How did I know what?
That this was your calling?
Because I am good at it. Because I have survived. The Timasrans assigned me as Ben Hasrath at birth. And I have done nothing else, nor have I wanted anything else.
Couldn't you just tell me what my calling is then?
That is not for me to decide. My role is Ben Hasrath.
You spent my entire childhood telling me I could do whatever I wanted.
That was your father's influence. My moment of weakness was surrendering to that. But I know my calling now.
I know you have much work to do. I won't take up any more of your time, Dallas.
The work comes to a close soon. You will have your part to play, and I will ensure that you are safe.
She stands to go.
As you stand to leave, and I want to go with this. There are a couple things I could give you, but yeah, I think as you stand to leave, you can see your mother's attention has shifted back to her work. Your deception seeming to have alleviated her concerns, and which gives you a moment to look over the table that she is currently poring over. And the map itself is nothing out of the ordinary. It's a map of the city. Your group probably has a few of these at the Red Jenny in your in your basement lair. This one, you do have a looking it over. You can see there are a number of markers around the city, and all of these markers like look like they were kind of encircled and then have been like crossed out across the city. You note that one of these is the location where Carter and Ty found the two Canari that the two Ben Houseworth that they interrogated the other day. All of those have been crossed out. But you notice something else that your mother seems more focused on, and though you can't quite bridge the gap to like get a good look at it, she's looking at a like a diagram, specifically the layout or like a blueprint for an individual like location, like a building, and it seems to be a very, very large building, and it appears that she has marked throughout this whatever this diagram, whatever this map is for, she's marked a number of other locations around the building's interior. And I think with Yaz's intelligence, you commit as much of that as you can to memory before leaving.
So we are destroying an entire building.
And I think that's everybody's check for day 3. So we can reconvene. I know I talked about giving you all a chance for a second. Does anybody need a quick break right now? We're reaching the end of the session, but if anybody needs one, we could do like a quick 5-minute break. There we go. Okay. So y'all can reconvene, talk about what you've uncovered if you'd like.
I know above table. I put it in the chat. It's just an idea. If we tapped Wolf now, could put us over for finding and stopping the crows. And if it goes foobar, we still have time to Home Alone the Red Jenny.
Yeah.
And if it goes well, we have time to straight up just focus on Ben Hosserith business.
Yeah.
I mean,
Here's my thought. What do you think about saving that until after maybe the next day? Because we might be able to just roll into that anyway.
Okay.
And then if we don't, I do like it. I mean, just sealing that off and not needing to worry about it anymore, hopefully, is pretty awesome.
Also, we'll drop our dice down to 3 dice, which is even better. Like, I agree we should do it, but maybe we should just wait one more day.
Okay.
Yeah, well, especially if at least one person has an idea of how they would pursue completing that task.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like if none of us, I'm not even sure what I want to do the next day yet, but if none of us are going to pursue stopping the crows, then yeah, we just do that. Right?
Yeah, I can't think of what I would do next to stop the crows. Honestly, like I got nothing on my brain what I could do. So, like unless one of you have an idea how to get those last 4 points.
I'm going to be in assist mode tomorrow since I don't want to risk flubbing a roll.
I'll also point out too, using Wolf or Akant's help gives you 8 points, so you'd only be getting half the benefit using it to finish that one.
Yeah.
So you'd be taking a big risk for half the points that you would normally be getting.
Here's also just let you know, 8 points is all we need for Interceptalis.
I can probably finish out the crows.
Yeah. So we could wait one more day and then use our insta 8 points for Interceptalis.
That's just a way bigger gamble. The only reason I was thinking of using Wolf is because we could still ostensibly defend the Red Jenny, and we only need to do one of those for that to be successful.
Yeah.
If we try to intercept Talus and it goes Fubar, we're fucked.
Yeah.
Okay. Here's my thoughts though. If we use a Kant to finish off intercepting Talus, and it does go Fubar, and we're at 0 at intercepting Talus and convincing the Chantry, right? We fully got to start over. But if on the same day, one person or two people are able to successfully finish out finding and stopping the crows, then for the remaining two days, 3
Yeah,
days,
all
whatever.
4 of us working on that.
Yeah.
Also
Yeah.
true.
Exactly.
Yeah.
We would be starting
And we still
full
have
on over,
another-
but we would have,
Yeah.
4 people.
Yeah.
We'd have all 4 of us working on it.
Yeah.
That said, I'm pretty confident we're doing well. So whatever you guys feel like doing, I support, and I think Carter would too. And if it goes, tits up, then we fix it. Vis-a-vis, I don't hate either idea. I think we should try to, like I said, I think we should try to beat up finishing the crows ourselves.
Yeah. I that's what I think. I think so too.
Do we just go for intercept Talus tonight then? It's higher dice, but it gives us more days to catch up if it goes Fubar.
Yeah.
So it doesn't require an action from one of us to do that.
No.
No, that's just
then yeah, let's just do that.
Okay.
And because then we'll also know before tomorrow how we need to. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Okay. I agree.
I
Okay.
feel confident in my ability to finish out the crows.
Me
I do
too.
too.
Me too.
Yeah.
I am very confident that we can finish Stop the Crows 100%.
One other thought to devil's advocate my own suggestion is how does it fit into the narrative, and this is Yasmera's plot.
Yeah.
That's also true. Think fiction first.
Like, does Yaz want to put her dad at that kind of risk?
Yaz wants to put her mom and dad in a room and make them make kissy faces at each other until they run away with each other.
I mean, in Yaz's
So-
defense, her dad's been doing this twice as long as she has, so...
Listen, if he fails, he's definitely getting in the same room as her.
Yeah, I mean, it's not like he's new at this, and it's also not like he doesn't know what he's getting
Yeah.
into.
What the
This is
risk
not
is.
some like
Very much
innocent
so.
like...
Yeah.
You also have, I mean, narratively too, for myself, you have some really good narrative justification for passing this along, the map information. You pass that along to your dad, and he goes and tries to follow up on it.
Yeah.
I feel like if we
Let
did
him
use
take the hit for that.
yeah, like the auto 8 will cause a parent trap situation.
If we get the 8.
Yeah, if we get the 8.
Best case,
If I get the 8,
well,
parent trap.
No, actually, I think it's the opposite. If he fails, you get the parent trap situation. If he succeeds, then you get the 8 points. Then you have time to figure out the parent trap situation.
There you go,
Okay.
win-win.
Yeah, we win-win. Yeah, it's a win-win
Okay.
situation.
It is kind of a win-win.
Yeah, it really is.
If you all are okay with this, because overall, my main goal in all of this is parent trap.
No,
I think if
um,
we're gonna go for it, we need to go for it now, so we have time to
Yeah.
recover if it goes tits up.
Yep.
Yeah.
100%.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I love making all gamble.
I'm sweating.
All right, so
now.
I'm gonna roll 4 d6s.
I'm So I
Do
don't
y'all
know.
want me to
I'm
roll
so
them all at
scared.
the same time or one by one?
All the same
All at the
time?
same
No,
time.
don't torture us.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna roll them one by one.
No!
I will turn the stream around.
Okay.
I'm so
All
scared.
right.
I'm so scared.
We're
How do
doing
you
it.
roll
We're doing it in
command?
roll, huh? So we can all see it happen.
Yeah, I want everybody to be able to see it.
All right, Chad. This is you're gonna know the rolls from our reactions. Get ready for this.
If any
I
of
feel
these
like I'm
is a
gonna
one,
throw up.
it's 46. If any of them is a one,
There's gonna be a one in there.
This is gonna fucking
Uh,
scream.
I'm
we're
believing the
fine,
best
guys.
right now.
Even if there is, we got this.
ready?
There's gonna be a one in there. You rolled
Yes!
4
Let's go.
5s.
Fives!
Let's go.
Yes!
Let's go.
Yes!
How did that
go.
happen?
How do I keep
Yes!
doing?
Let's
How do I keep
fucking
doing
You
this?
rolled 4 of the same number, and none of them were the. That's not the bad
Yes!
number.
I'm talking.
It's statistically improbable that you guys keep rolling this high.
4,
It
Five.
really is.
5,
I don't know
5,
what
5,
kind of-
5.
I
There's some
don't know
fucking
what kind of
Steiner math
witchcraft
there.
one of you used on this game so that every roll goes in your favor, but
Shut
I
up.
swear to God, if I had rolled this and the opposite, like if I was rolling, because when I roll for my NPCs, they roll terribly against
I
y'all.
literally cannot believe that happened.
I hexed roll 20. Don't worry
I
about
felt
it.
like I was gonna throw up.
You rolled 5, 5, 5, 5.
4 fives.
Goodness.
I
Roll
honestly
20
can't-
heard.
Yeah.
I can't believe
Roll
that.
20 is a shipper! Yay!
Hey, roll 20. We talk a lot of shit about you, but okay.
Coming in the
Oh,
clutch.
dang.
For the
Give me
parent
those
trap.
points.
Woo!
You got him.
25 out of 25.
Damn. All right.
God, you know
The
what?
dice
Now I do
tell
need
a
a
story.
5-minute break. I'm gonna let you
Woo!
stew on.
I'm
what we're gonna do
sweaty.
from there. I'll be right
I'm
back.
sweating.
My stomach is in knots.
Oh my god.
Oh my goodness.
Oh my god. I was so nervous. I was
No,
so
I can't roll a
nervous.
one. Okay.
You rolled again. No once. 2, 3, 6, 2. How did you get 4? How'd you get 4 of the same number on there?
I don't know.
That's
So will you
insane.
screenshot that, please?
I'm
Yeah.
screenshotting
So we can
this.
put it in the Discord.
Insane.
Somebody
I
put
have
that shit in
to
the
end this-
Discord.
I feel like I
I'm
have
doing
to
that
end the
right
session
now.
just off that because I don't know what to do. Okay.
Parent trap. Parent trap.
It's happening. It's all happening. It's all coming together. This is meant to be.
Oh, geez.
We're
Oh,
competent.
at the same time.
We're competent.
I keep looking at the numbers, expecting to see like, oh, I did something wrong there. No, I just roll real well. Okay. Fuck. Okay. So
Oh my gosh.
your I don't know what to do with this now.
Wait, how does he do it?
I'm trying to
Because he fucking killed it. He rolled a 20 without he rolled a 20.
You roll a
Yeah.
20.
Yeah.
Yeah, so you return back to the Red Jenny that evening. I'm going to narrate this like happening over the course of the night. And y'all can still talk before your next in the morning before your next thing. But you return the next evening. You pass along this information to your father, Yasmera, about the maps. I'm assuming.
Yeah.
And he says, "All right, I'm going to follow up on this tonight. I think I have a suspicion, but don't make any more moves tonight, all right? Stay here. I'll be back in the morning.
And if I don't hear from you?
Then you can assume the worst.
Marvelous.
All right, I'll be back." And he leaves for the evening. You all rest. Begin to make your preparations for the next day, contemplating what you need to move on next. The next morning, I just need to double check something with my notes too, what I was going to give y'all for this. So, okay. The next morning, while you are preparing for any investigations that day, your father still hasn't returned. You start to get a bit nervous about that, worrying that this might have gone for the worst. And shortly after sunrise, just before you're all beginning to sit down and talk about what you're planning on doing, you hear the door to the kitchen slam, and heavy footfalls from the back room, and pushing in from the kitchen, kind of moving around the corner and like peering into the room and seeing the four of you there and noting no customers, just like Reggie behind the bar beginning to prepare for the customers that day. Your father steps in and he lowers his hood, and you see a spattering of like dried blood across his neck and down his chest. Doesn't look like it's his blood. You don't see any notable wounds on him.
She rushes over to check him over just in case.
I'm fine. All right. That went better than I could have thought.
You're covered in blood.
Oh, do you not consider that a successful night?
No, a successful night is getting it done cleanly.
Oh, it's clean. Very. I know what the plan is.
All right.
Well, he knows what the plan is, and we'll figure out what to do with that. And you hear like a groaning coming from the kitchen.
Who is that?
Oh, that's Null. Don't worry. I I found out that your mother's right hand may not have been as loyal as she thought.
I may actually like him a little now.
I wouldn't go so far as to say that.
Reggie, I think it's time for breakfast.
Waffles? I think I want some waffles. Anybody want waffles?
Reggie says, right, breakfast. I'll get that started. Moves in, like opens the kitchen door, lets the door close, and says, I'm not cooking in there.
Fine.
It's going to be very hard for me to do that while there's a
crudité, fresh fruit board, something.
Please clean the kitchen when you're done.
Yes.
And he heads off to prepare something that he will not need.
Fresh fruit's great.
You all move into the kitchen, and you can see currently laying on like the counter, it looks like he has been through the ringer. You see like big like black eyes, like swollen lip, like his outfit like it clearly is like was bleeding from the mouth and like blood across the front of his shirt. Half conscious. You see Null, who is a massive Kunari. I need to mention that too. Not as quite as big as your dad, but your father says, I went to follow up on the safe houses that you had mentioned your mother had marked on the map. And I found Null leaving one of them, followed him back. Apparently, he had set aside quite a large quantity of Gatlock for himself that he was selling off to some vendors in the city. I imagine now that he's disappeared, your mother is going to find out about that and assume he skipped town, which gives us plenty of opportunity to ask him as many questions as we want. But I've already gotten that started for the most part, but you might want to follow up on anything I might have missed.
Well done.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Don't judge me if I enjoy this. Crack! Crack!
And you bring Null's bleeding body down to the basement and begin your interrogation. Your father fills you in on what he found out, and then you can fill in the gaps too, or ask any other questions that you might come up with. But he gives you the exact time when you're when the Ben Hasrath under your mother's command are planning on infiltrating the chantry late in the evening on the 7th day.
Sounds so biblical. Sorry. Anyway,
Yeah.
on the 7th day.
On the 7th day. She is planning on, or she was planning, whether you're still going to be going along with it, on using Yasmera's essentially her position within the within Valrio, both as a business person and as somebody who has previously gained favor from the divine, to allow entry into the Grand Chantry, to speak with some lower level bureaucrats. That entry point would grant her the distraction and access that she needs in order to get into the building. They have a large quantity of Gatlock that her Ben Hasarath agents will be planting throughout the building, while her primary target will be accessing the Divine's quarters. Null informs you that their job essentially is to set off the Gatlock after your mother has completed some task to which she has not informed anybody else of, and then returned. But you have the exact point of access, the time, everything you would need to successfully cut them off or ambush them along their way, if you're able to get entry to the Grand Chantry yourselves.
Carter would still love to know a little bit more of the why.
Null's understanding of it is that the orders are from the Ari-kun. He only knows what Talus has told him.
And she didn't even tell. Did she not even tell him what they're doing? That the end goal is to assassinate the Divine?
Oh no, he knows that essentially they're there to kill the Divine and all of that, but he does not know why she needs to do this, like why she's going off alone and what it is that she needs, like what the purpose is.
I wonder
of her,
if she knows.
Yeah, what the purpose is of her going and killing the Divine herself if they're planning on blowing up the place.
There's gotta be more to it than that. She's gotta be doing something else in there.
It doesn't seem, just does not make sense that they have this many explosions just for one person.
No.
I'll tell you guys, I think it does make sense, but it makes sense in like 10 different directions.
Well,
and
because
we just don't have enough.
Because I feel like it is more of a thing that they're doing multiple explosions. This, like, it can't just be one massive explosion and expect it to be
Null will.
localized.
I don't think we're gonna find out till we stop her.
Yeah.
No.
I
Yeah.
will say that Null can confirm all of the Gatlock that he didn't sell off on the side is going to the Grand Chantry.
Sneaky motherfucker.
Mhm.
No. And the Grand Chantry of Valreo has got to be.
It's about like it's
It's
connected
massive,
to
yeah.
so there's the Grand Cathedral, which is like the main church, and then the apartments for like administration and like all of that is connected to the like Divine's quarters and stuff. It's like the Vatican essentially.
Yeah, it's like
Like,
its whole own thing.
Little city of its own. Yeah.
yeah, you're talking about like it's like a palatial building that the I mean you need a large amount of explosive to destroy. Whether they have enough explosive to destroy the entire building, probably not, but they at least have enough to destroy the a big chunk of it.
Does he know where they're setting the explosives? Like,
Yep. Yeah, he provides you
what
with
part of the building?
locations. That they are setting the explosives in the mostly around the Divine's apartments, which also connect to like the Divine, and then her right and left hand all have like offices and apartments and stuff all within like one area of the building. So that would be where most of the explosives are going to be.
but they are
placed.
they're like right around where the Divine would be, not like somewhere different.
They would be if they're. I mean, whether they are in the city or not. I mean, the right and left hand, the Divine, do a lot of business in and outside of Valreo. They might not be necessarily.
Yeah, no, I
local.
just mean they're right around the Divine's quarters and not like in a
Yeah.
completely different part of the building.
No, yeah, that looks like whatever it is, they're planning on blowing up the place where the Divine lives.
Okay.
Yasmera,
Mm.
I understand that we may have more questions needing answers, but I would prefer, as I believe that the responsibility of answering this question would fall upon you. What do we do in the long term with him? And he pokes Noel with like the cooking fork from like the kitchen that he brought down.
I think that depends entirely on him.
Would you give him the opportunity to plead for his life or bargain it? Would you trust him after?
No. But hopefully it won't matter. We'll keep him here for now. At least until the end of the week. If he
Seems
was
prudent.
smart, he would get the fuck out of Dodge, but in the many years I've known Noel, I can't really depend on him to be smart, so he'll stay here for the next several days. And once this business is complete, we'll go from there.
Bonks Noel on the head. Did you hear that? You are blessed. You will be a guest of the Red Jenny Winery for an extended and free stay. Be happy. It might be your last moments of it.
After his interrogation, the beating is taken at this point. Like he's like half conscious. He just like groans and like rolls over on the floor. It's like
I have a concern.
I have many. What's yours?
It's still the blowing up part of the chantry. What if the divine has something they're trying to get rid of?
What does she have that they want to get rid of?
She's the most powerful religious figure in the country. Items, artifacts, intel, documents.
I had not considered it, but the comings and goings of the divine must be difficult to ascertain, even for a group such as the Bin Hasrath.
And instead of
should
trying
they
to take
even
it, they're
be
blowing
able
it
to,
up.
Yeah.
perhaps killing her is hopeful, but not necessary.
So stupid.
It will not matter if we stop them.
We still need to warn her, though. So then we will at least have to warn her then.
The architect.
Yes.
Who else could finagle their way into some sort of agreement with the Canary? Somehow. I think you're right, Van. The only reason she would go off on her own.
The mirror.
The
We bear
shards.
shards. We bear shards of it. We left the mirror in the tower. The tower that the divine herself saved us from.
That's
More or
right.
less. After commanding the Templars to stand down, perhaps she got the Illuvian.
Not a far reach, that's all I'm saying.
That is honestly that is the best idea there. If she has it, then if you don't know how to officially destroy it, just blow it up and hope for the best.
There is a way that I could be certain. The spell that I use to locate an object, as long as I am within approximately a quarter mile of it, I will be able to sense it. I can determine this for us this morning.
We need to know if it's in there.
Is my dad staring at us like we're fucking crazy?
I mean, we
I
sound
think crazy.
insane.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
it's just, I think to the last part with the mirrors and the architect and stuff, at that point, he's like, the fuck are they talking about? But just standing there quietly with his boot on Null's chest. So am I killing this one?
No.
No.
Lock him up downstairs.
Just kicks Null down a flight of stairs.
I meant with a little more care than that.
I am being careful. It's probably alive. Here's a groan up on the stairs. See? I'll make sure he's not going anywhere.
We need to know.
So, with questions and a good deal of answers at this point as well, I think that's where we'll end our session for tonight.
Ah!
Oh, the plot thickens. Let's go ahead and do our stars and wishes for the evening so we can
Oh boy.
close this out. Do you want to just go in order, or does somebody want to jump in and go first? I don't want to pick on anyone.
I'm fine going first.
Go for it.
My star is gonna go to Yasmera talking to her mom. is nuanced and interesting and very fun. Well played. Enjoyed that quite a bit.
She's a big old fibber.
I
Or
love
is
it.
she?
I love it. I love it. It's complicated, and I love that shit. My wish.
Ah, wait, man.
My wish. I have so many is the problem that I'm trying to like
No.
I'm trying to like piece them out reasonably. I just really want, very selfishly because I'm extremely sneaky, I want to be able to talk to the divine like one-on-one. Even if that's like the group of us with no one else there, I want to be able to talk to her in an unofficial capacity.
Lovely. I
Even if
think
I
that
have
can
to creep my way in,
happen.
I'll do it.
I think that can happen. I mean, a lot of that might depend on how you go convincing the chantry if y'all are able to complete that one.
Yeah,
We might be
do that.
convincing the chantry by sneaking in.
I just think we're doing a lot of convincing the chantry.
Yeah,
the next
I'll
couple
say
of days.
also the convincing the chantry is the most difficult test.
Yep.
Out of the group.
Yeah.
So that'll be interesting.
We might be
but
convincing the windows of the chantry to let us in.
see how that goes. I mean, y'all have made. I mean, you could finish the finding and stopping the crows one pretty quickly, and then be able to pour all of your attention into convincing
I
the
think
chantry
that's the
for those
plan.
couple of days.
Yeah.
Damn. Thank you, Van. Sid, I think you're next.
Okay. I think my star has to go to Sita for one, making Yaz need to kill Carter with all of the body talk about her dad. But also Carter gets scary sometimes, yo. Just a couple of one-liners today, like you talking to the crow before you plucked his memories away, and being real mean to Null. Although again, Yaz is always mean to Null. It's just
Look,
kind of a thing. So
I just told the crow that they should go home.
crows go home.
And I told Null that he gets to stay a few days for free. You know, that's all. I don't know what you're talking about. I'm not scary at all.
Presentation is 9/10 of it. You do realize that, right? Anyway, it was delightful and terrifying, and I loved it. Thank you. My wish. I can't keep saying I want a parent trap because I've made that abundantly clear. But I do. I still do want that. Yeah. I think we're gonna have to dig deep into some chantry shit. Whether that is literally, digging a hole underneath in order to sneak our way in, or digging into the politics. Either way, I'm down. Sounds cool to me. Yeah. Yeah. That's me.
Thank you. Wally? Are you muted?
My star has to go to Sid with a conversation with her dad, because you see that affection she has for her dad, like in that conversation, because we never get to see Yasmera showing off affection for someone, and this was a nice to see that, even though it was under the worst kind of situation, but still it was there, and I really enjoyed it, and I want to see more of Yasmira's family dynamic, especially if they get parent trapped. My wish, though, I really want to do some big scheme to convince this to get into with the chantry. Like, it has to be some big scheme, especially if this is the most difficult thing out of them all to do.
I think we're heading that direction, so y'all might be fulfilling your own wish there. Awesome. Thank you, Wally. Sita, we'll close this out.
Yeah, I can do that. Lots of love for the Yaz today, and I got to keep it coming. Van already said it, but the interaction with your mom was great. The lie itself was a great bombshell. I agree with Wally too. Like the underlying affection for your dad is definitely present, even in the still pretty, forgive me, kind of cold way that you interact. I also get to reflect back the fun of Yaz smacking Carter, of telling him to shut up like 4 or 5 times. That was great. I think we've really gotten that between the two of them before, so that was wonderful. My wish. I'm going to repeat a wish that I made some months ago, and I think I may have repeated it 1 or 2 more times. But I want Carter to get an opportunity to just one-on-one box it out with a Kunari, like a big tough ass Kunari.
Also,
I want an Indiana Jones brawl with a Kunari.
I mean, you could always challenge Yaz's dad to a fist fight.
That is not going to go in the way that he's talking about, and family's off limits.
I made a promise to Yaz.
I think you can make that work. That could be fun. Yeah, awesome. Well, I think that's everything. Boy howdy, y'all. Lot happened today, and we still got a few more days to go. I think the next few days will probably go pretty quickly with this mechanic, considering we're y'all built up a lot of steam very, very fast. So we'll see how the rest of this shakes out. But we will unfortunately we won't be playing next Monday again because we're going to be traveling, and after that I think we'll have a clear few weeks until we get to the holidays, and then things might be up in the air for Christmas and New Year's, but we'll keep you up to date on our schedule. Excited to be back though, and hopefully we won't have another month between our next session. So thank you everyone out there for watching. Join us. I guess did anybody confirm during the show whether there's a game tomorrow? No, I figured not. I just figured I'd ask.
You'll find out tomorrow with the rest of us.
We'll find out tomorrow. But if not, join us on Thursday for the premiere of the Bump in the Dark miniseries that Van is going to be running. Very excited to get back to some good old monster hunting. It's been a while. We will have the rest of our shows throughout the end of this week, and then I think we won't have any of our Saturday games, unfortunately. But if you want to keep up to date on our schedule and everything going on, follow us on Discord, join our Discord, and you can keep up to date on everything going on our channel. And then click all the other buttons, follow us places, check out our YouTube while we're away, while the holiday season is keeping us from being able to play the games that we love. And you can catch up on all the other shows we got on there. We got thousands and thousands of hours of TTRPG streams for you to enjoy.
If you like the social media, we also have a Mastodon and a Blue Sky. So
those exist. Yes, we have some social medias. Those links are
if you
in
like
the
that
chat.
kind of thing.
If you like that kind of thing. If you haven't, like some of us, been completely burned on social media at this point and completely given up on it,
just come hang out on Discord.
Yeah, just come out on Discord. That's where most of us are at. I want to thank my lovely players for being a joy to run this game for and coming along with me on this journey. And thank you everyone out there for watching. We'll see you in 2 weeks. And until next time, good game and good night, Internet.
Do